What's up, everybody? It's Firehawk D playing Stormboy the game, because apparently there are things other than the game. I was not aware of that. Looking at it later, I realized that there is apparently a book and a movie. So, that's cool. The game, on the other hand, is really easy. Like, if you're playing this for a completion, this takes 30 minutes, and that's without a guide, because there's nothing to do. You literally walk to the right, you play mini games. There's like 9 of them, I think, and then the game's over. And you don't have to even win the games. You kind of have to for a couple achievements, but winning a game would be putting it really. It's giving it too much credit. So you walk, and it tells you a story. Years before, when Stormboy's mother had died, he had left Adelaide and gone to sea like a hermit by the sea. You walk forward. The only other man who lived anywhere near them was Figure-Bone Bill, the Aboriginal. Okay, so this is in Australia. At first, Hideaway was afraid that Stormboy would get lost, and so Hideaway looked for a landmark. Walk further. Get sand spurs, man. That's gonna hurt. One day he found a big piece of timber lying with the driftwood on the beach. There, said Hideaway. Now you'll always have a lookout post. You'll be able to see it far up the beach, and you won't get lost. Ho ho ho. And then minigame time. It's literally, that's it. Oh, no, not yet. Some distance from the place where Hideaway and Fingerbone had built their humpies, the whole stretch of the Coorong and the land around it had been turned into a sanctuary. They walk forward. In the early morning, the tall birds stood up and clapped and cheered in the rising sun. Cheer, you mothers! Dun, 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 dun. And this is called a daydream. The kid is just kind of chilling. And then when I'm done doing this, which this is literally it. This is it. This is the game. You can fly around. It's cool. If you're a little kid, I'm sure this is great. I'm not. That's boring. I'm done already. I'm over it. So we move forward. Stormboy felt the excitement and wonder of it. He often sat on the shore all day with his knees up and his chin cupped in his hands. Sometimes he wished he'd been born an ibis or a pelican. Ibis, I'm not sure. His father's voice roused him, and he ran down to the beach to help dig up a bag full of big cockles for their own tea. Oh, splendid! We're gonna hunt cockles. You mash A at the bubbles. See, this is it. This is it. You can only get 100. They don't want you making the entire species extinct. There's only so many you can grab. They're just too easy. They blow bubbles. You eat them. Cool. Moving on. Ho 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 ho. His father. Okay, we already read that. When Stormboy went walking along the beach. Hey! Wasn't done reading that. When Stormboy went walking along the beach, or over the sandhills, or in this sanctuary, the birds were not afraid. They knew he was a friend. Oh, I read that part. Hey, look at the baby bird. Look at him. Hello, Mrs. Penguin, said Stormboy each day. How are your bits of thistledown today? F off, Penguin. But sometimes Stormboy saw things that made him sad. In spite of the warnings and notices, people hurt the birds. He should really not watch Animal Planet. One morning, Stormboy found everything in uproar and confusion. He heard a faint rustling and crying, and there under the sticks and grass of the broken nests were 3 tiny pelicans still alive. And he just up and grabbed them, because he doesn't know how conservation works at all. Stormboy picked them up carefully and hurried back with them. Going the wrong way to be back. That's further out. 2 of the baby pelicans were fairly strong, but the third was desperately sick. It was 3 days before the baby pelican was well enough to sit up and ask for food. And that was how Mr. Proud, Mr. Ponder, and Mr. Percival came to live with Stormboy. Ho 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 ho. Quite. Greedy pelicans love eating fish. Oh, F off, fish. Oh, I missed. Who wants food? Who's getting food? You're getting food. Oh, right in the face. I'm sorry, Mr. Ponder. Mr. Percival, oh, you're an idiot. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Alright, he's my favorite, so we're moving on now. At last, Hideaway spoke sternly to Stormboy. Mr. Proud, Mr. Ponder, and Mr. Percival will have to go back to the sanctuary where they came from. We just can't afford to feed them anymore. They're frickin' birds. Let them just fly and frickin' eat. Who cares? You're not my dad anyway. Time for respectable pelicans to get their own breakfast, Hideaway grumbled, instead of begging from their friends. And as time went on, he really meant what he said. It's about frickin' time, because when he told me I could get a 50-inch TV, he never got it for me. Stormboy was sad, but he always knew when his father had made up his mind. Yes, Papa, he said. Hideaway sailed for 5 miles up the sanctuary before he stopped the boat. Off you go, he said. Now you'll have to look after yourselves. But they're frickin' birds, so I'm not sure how in the world he got them off the boat. Hideaway and Stormboy spent the next day fishing. It was fine and sunny, but somehow it seemed cold. Like Hideaway's cold dead heart. Mr. Percival! It's Mr. Percival! Mr. Percival has come back home. Can confirm, birds do like pets. Ho 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 ho! If I hadn't got all the achievements already, this would literally be... You'd see me popping achievements constantly. Ever since the miracle of Mr. Percival's rescue, he had been Stormboy's favorite. Is he the sickly one? Oh, like ducks. Stormboy often had fun on the beach with Mr. Percival. Oh, here's the minigame. Minigame! It's already, what, 4? So we're about halfway through the game. We can go, yay, look, we have boat. We have boat, then we go swimming. Whoop! And then, yeah, we dive. We dive, yeah. Do I have to keep hitting A? What is he doing? Hey, stupid kid, what are you doing? Hey, we touched the bottom. Yeah, look at us. We're done. What's the next part? Oh yeah, there we go. More fun. More fun. We love fun. Fun. Oh, we can draw. We're gonna draw. We're gonna draw. Well, let's draw like that. There we go. Oh, I kind of made it. I made it look bad. Oh, it's kind of hard to draw with this control stick. Oh, it looks like evil Kirby. Oh no. I'm trying to draw Kirby, but it's coming out weird. It's coming out real weird. Oh, he's offering something. Don't take it from evil Kirby. It's probably drugs. Oh, I can't make his feet right. The edge is right there. Oh, the Ocean King ruined it. We're done. Moving on. Do 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 do. Whenever he threw the ball, or a smooth pebble, or a sea urchin, or an old fishing reel, Mr. Percival snapped it up and brought it back. And then he threw at your stupid head. Why are you throwing garbage in the ocean? Play fetch with Mr. Percival for as long as you like. Hey, Mr. Percival, go fetch, you stupid effing bird. That's called littering. Children, don't do that. After he's done littering, Stormboy ran on. If Stormboy went swimming or sliding down sandhills or playing on the sand, Mr. Percival found a good spot nearby and perched there heavily to watch and wait until it was over. How do you perch heavily? Interesting. Minigame time! This is what's called the Endless Beach, children. This is where you go when you're naughty. You slide forever. It looks like fun, but after a while, you chafe horribly. Ho 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 ho! One day, as Hideaway was watching them play, he had an idea. If he can bring things back to you, perhaps he can carry things away too. It was the year of the great storms. They began in May, even before the winter had started. In the darkness of early morning, Stormboy suddenly woke with Hideaway's voice in his ears. It's a wreck, Hideaway said. A shipwreck on the shore. Look at them, Stormboy yelled. We must help them. They'll be drowned. How can we help, you idiot? Said his father. We can't throw a line, it's too far. Stormboy gave a great shout. I didn't mean that, you stupid idiot. Of course you can't throw it that far. But Mr. Percival! Mr. Percival is the one to do it. He can fly. And then Stormboy realized that the bird can fly. This is the one of the few times we actually have the kind of skill. You gotta keep it centered. Oh, I'm gonna get blown away. Nope, 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 no! Oh, oh, oh. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we're in, we got this. Oh, you hills are saved. You've done it, Stormboy, Hideaway, and Fingerbone shouted together as Mr. Percival landed on the beach. You're a good, brave, clever pelican. Fingerbone, ho 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 ho. Between them all, they slowly hauled the captain ashore and dragged him, pale and half-drowned, onto the beach. Saved, he kept saying weakly, saved by a miracle and a pelican. You're a big, wonderful bird, he said. He looked up at Hideaway. When he dies, you must send him to the museum. We'll put a label on the case, the pelican that saved 6 men's lives. That's morbid, you douchebag. Hideaway looked around quickly. He was glad Stormboy hadn't heard the captain's crude, awful words. You know when your pet dies, you should let us have the corpse. For the rest of the year, everyone was happy. The storms went back to the cold south. The sun warmed. We didn't finish reading that. Oh no. The warmed the sand hills, and spring ran over the countryside with new leaves and little bush buds. Bush buds was the name of me and my friends in college. Ho 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 ho. Before long, the open season for duck shooting came around again. From the start, Mr. Percival hated the shooters. He harried them whenever he could. Sometimes, he just sat staring at them rudely until they grew impatient and chased him away. That is really rude, don't stare at people. But most of all, he flew round and round their hiding places in wide circles like a cumbersome old aeroplane on patrol. If you don't see what's coming, you're an idiot. Before long, the ducks understood Mr. Percival's warnings and kept away. The shooters grew angrier and angrier. And so it went on until one terrible morning in February. What kind of a-hole is like, oh, that dang bird ruined my ducks. I'm gonna shoot that dang bird instead. Don't shoot, it's Mr. Percival. His voice was drowned by the roar of the gun. In the world, Hideaway said sadly, there will always be men who are cruel, just as there will always be men who are lazy, or stupid, or wise, or kind, like Fingerbone. Today you've seen what cruel and stupid men can do. And at 9 o'clock, Mr. Percival died. Look, we are Heaven Bird. But no, we are not done with our time yet. We need to tell Stormboy that he is the one of prophecy. We're just floating down, just down on down into what looks like the Earth's anus. Down, down. Ah, Fingerbone left this for us. Hello, Percival. It seems you have returned here to the smoky anus. That is the, I assume, some kind of between worlds. Ah, Mr. Percival, you shall be missed. Mr. Percival, Stormboy whispered, you're the best friend I ever had. Which is the saddest thing ever said to a pelican. And always above them in their mind's eye, they can see the shape of 2 big wings in the storm clouds, and the flying scud, 2 wings of white with trailing black edges spread across the sky. Screw those other 2 pelicans. For birds like Mr. Percival do not really die. They do, though, children. They do. It's just another pelican. Ignore it. There's a lot of pelicans here. We already knew. There were 3 there before. Probably more than that. The end. And that is Stormboy the game. What was that, 15 minutes? I would have gotten every achievement. Maybe another 5 minutes because some of the games I actually have to play. But you get the idea. Xbox One, usually super cheap. Grab it if you can, because, oh boy, Storm Boy is quite easy. Thank you for watching. That is Firehawk D reading you the lovely tale of Storm Boy. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Follow us on Facebook. Thank you for watching. Bye.